Good morning, everyone. I'm about to enter into a bris for a beautiful couple of our synagogue, girl who grew up in our community and now had a first child, a child of members of our community as well. And this morning we have a wedding at the shul. This afternoon we have a second wedding at the shul. And on top of all of that, a new kosher restaurant, the first restaurant in West Palm Beach, is opening up, Kosher Chobi, today by one of our members, Ami Shabbat. And I was thinking about what do all these four events have in common? And the answer is that for a Jew, we have to elevate every aspect of our life. When we have a child, we have a circumcision to connect the child to God. When we have a wedding, we draw God down into the union. And even when we sit down to eat 3 times a day, we elevate it by eating kosher food and making blessings over the food. And that's the name of this week's Torah portion, Behalotcha. It talks about Aaron kindling the flames of the menorah each and every day in the temple. But this is symbolic. Every human being, every Jew has a soul. A soul is like a candle. But just like a candle does not radiate light and warmth unless it is ignited with fire, so too our souls have to be ignited with the fire of Judaism, of Torah. And when we take the flame of Torah and godliness and holiness and ignite our soul, our spark, then we transform our lives into a life of feeling, of passion, of meaning, of purpose, of warmth, of glow and light and radiance. And that's the mission statement of this week's Torah portion, B'Hadlotcha. Elevate and ignite every aspect of your life. And there's no moment of life that cannot be imbued with holiness and meaning and purpose. There is nothing that is mundane. Everything could become elevated. We have a friend, his name is Rabbi Moshe. He runs a wonderful organization in Israel called Afikim, which helps underprivileged kids from immigrant families through education and food. And before Passover, he always comes to Palm Beach, to our community, to raise money for these families. Well, he went to New York, and from New York he was going to come on Thursday night to Palm Beach for Shabbat and then fly to Israel for Passover. When he gets to the airport, he can't find his passport. He looks everywhere, he can't find it. And then he realized what happened. His laptop bag was torn. So he decided to get a new bag for his laptop. And when he went to get the new bag, he threw out the old bag, forgetting that his passport was in the bag with the laptop. Well, he couldn't catch the flight to Florida because he would never make it to Israel for Pesach. So he missed his flight, went back to Brooklyn to the home of his host where he was staying to look for the passport. When he went to the garbage, he sees it's empty. He asks his host, where is it? They say, we've put it out on the curb for the garbage collectors. He goes out to look, and it's empty. It's been collected already. He finds out where the central location in Brooklyn is. He goes down there. He says, I need to find my passport. It was picked up today. They said, we're sorry, but all the trucks at the end of the day go to the central place in New York for all the different boroughs where it's taken to the landfills. He calls the central sanitation department location, speaks to the manager, an Italian guy, and he tells him his predicament. This is now 10 o'clock at night on Thursday. The guy says, listen, by midnight all the trucks come in. There are hundreds of trucks. But if you come down here at midnight with a couple of friends, we'll try to look for it. He gets a few friends. They head down, these Hasidic Jews, to the central hub. There are hundreds and hundreds of trucks in lines pulling into this huge garage. The Italian guy figures out which truck ran that route in Brooklyn on that particular street, pulls the truck out of line, and these 5 Hasidic Jews with gloves and masks start combing through every bag, opening every bag, pulling out every piece of trash. At 1 a.m., they found the passport, and I saw a beautiful picture of them beaming, holding up the passport. Well, the next morning, he caught a flight, Moshe Lefkowitz, to Palm Beach, spent Shabbat in our community. Sunday, flew back to Israel to be with his family. Thank God, because he had his passport. It shows you a very obvious lesson, that you could be running a sanitation department, working with garbage all day, but there are mitzvahs in every opportunity, every circumstance of life. You could find an opportunity to do something good, to elevate the moment, to elevate the day. And that's the message of Haloscha. We have to elevate our lives to bring God and holiness and goodness and kindness and love and purpose and meaning into our very daily existence. Have a wonderful day.